this is Mary from Around the Craft Room. And these are offcuts. And if you've been making journals or anything for a while like this, you end up with a lot of pieces that you just can't really throw away. I've already made so many little booklets and put them in different journals that I have. And I just take the pieces of paper, fold them, whatever size they are, and put a piece of scrapbook paper on top of it, staple them down using my Tim Holtz tiny attacher. I really like that. And put a little topper on them and make little booklets out of them. Well, I've made a lot of those, but I wanted to do something different. I was just looking around my desk and trying to figure out what else I could do with all of these pieces of paper, and I saw this matchbox. Let's see if we can make something kind of like a matchbox. So I've been practicing on this. My first one didn't turn out that great, but it was still kind of cute. But then I started practicing on some others, and I kind of like these. So I wanted to show you how I make these little matchbook pads. They're all going to be different because it depends on what size of offcut paper you have. So what I like to do is to take my paper, make sure it's the same size. I have 6 pieces of paper here, then I fold it in half. That of course would make 12. And then I just take a piece of cardstock. Now I like using cardstock for this one. With these little books, I just used regular scrapbook paper, but I like using cardstock. It makes it fold a little bit better. And of course I have plenty scraps of cardstock too. Move that down about 1 inch and make sure you've got enough to fold back over. So this piece I think will work. I mean, if it doesn't, I can always cut my paper off a little bit. So I've cut this piece about 1/4 of an inch wider than your paper here. Then we get our scoreboard out. So here's what we're going to do. Determine which side, if it's double-sided, determine which side you want to use. All right, so I'm going to go up 1/2 inch and score. And then I'm going to go up another 1/8 of an inch. So I go up the next notch, which is 1/8 of an inch. So you get 2 scores right there. And then you put your paper on to the last score here. And then you go up just a notch above that. So I go up the notch above the paper. Then I'm going to go up 2 notches above that. So my scoreboard is in every 1/8 of an inch. So that would be 1/4 of an inch. There. Okay. And all you got to do is fold these down. I think I'm really going to fold them this direction. Okay. And then I fold these up. And fold that other one. Now I've also gone and cut a 1/4 inch little brown strips because your original little matchbooks always had little strikers on them. So I like to make it look like a matchbook. So I'm going to put the little brown piece across the front to make it look like a little striker. So I'm just going to glue that down. You want to see just a little bit of your bottom paper. So about like that. Okay, so you got your little striker on there. And then you just take and flip these papers where they open, flip them upside down. Now I like to take my stapler and turn it upside down. I like to have the the good part of the staple on the back side. So I'm just going to take above that second fold, put the paper in there, and then just staple. One. Now your original matchbooks had one staple in it that put through right here. So I like for it to look like original matchbook, so I'm taking this and putting one little staple just in the brown striker right up at the bottom part of it. Make it look like it was stapled down, which I tried stapling it down on my first one and I smashed the front of it. I didn't like the way it looked, so I just like the way it looks like that. And I put just a small bead of glue across the bottom and underneath that little staple row, and glue that down right like that. And then your paper folds inside here, which I wouldn't put it in there until that glue dries. Now, I may have gotten my paper a little long because it doesn't fold quite right, so I'm just going to trim it off a little bit to where it folds down in there. And there's my little matchbook paper pad. And then you get to start decorating them. And you can decorate the inside like the original matchbooks had the advertisement and stuff, but you can decorate the inside all the way down here. You can use stickers or whatever and decorate the outside and the back. And then if you want, you can put something across the bottom of those staples, but I think they look fine like that. So I thought I'd make one more and show you some measurements in case you don't have just scraps of paper like I do. So I cut some paper, little paper pieces here. I usually do about 12 to 14. I don't do any more because the staples won't have enough room to grab. So that's what I usually do. So I cut these 2 by 3, and then I have a piece of cardstock for the cover, and I cut it 2 1/4 by 6 3/4. And then you need a little piece of 1/2 inch of brown for the, just for the looks for the striker. So that's all you need. What I'm gonna do now is measure this up 1/2 inch. So you score at 1/2 inch, and then you go up 1 notch, which is 5/8. Yeah. Score at 5/8. And then you go up and score at 3 3/4. And then you score at 4. Okay. So your scoring is 1/2, 5/8, 3 3/4, and 4. You just fold those on the score lines. A little 1/4 of an inch is like kind of, or 1/8 of an inch is kind of hard to get in there, but you can do that. There we go. Then I just glue. This is for looks, but it's kind of makes it look more like a matchbook, just to glue this little striker bar down. Then you take your little stack of papers, stack them up neatly, and then just take and put them down next to the second fold there. Even them up in the middle. 1. I like putting 3, but you wouldn't have to. You could put 2. It would probably even hold with 1, but there you go. And then I just glue across the bottom here where the staples are. And then glue my striker up like that. Very simple. And as soon as it dries, I can put my little cover down in there. And that's it. And now you're ready to decorate it. If you have any comments, leave me comments below. All right. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day.